Mike McCool here in the Royal Examiner studio, and with me today, Leslie Mathews. She is a candidate for the school board in the South River District. Leslie, you've been here a couple times in the past, so it's that time to kind of update us just before the big day next week. So what have you been doing, and what do you want? What's going on in your life? Like everybody doesn't know.
Well, thank you, Mr. McCool, for having me in this morning and for this time that we're sharing. I just wanted to kind of do a recap on my journey through this campaign for South River School Board. And just share a little bit about, door knocking and meeting people, and the concerns that parents have shared with me.
Yeah, you get a lot of those. When you knock on doors, that really opens your eyes of campaigning, doesn't it? I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. You meet lots of different people. And so far, though, it's been very positive when I've knocked on doors.
Okay, good.
And I've taken time to just listen to the concerns that parents had, and I just wanted to bring some of those about today.
Okay, please share.
The first one that they mentioned right off the bat has been about our academic levels here in Warren County. And as a graduate myself here in Warren County, but it's been quite a few years, I just wanted to bring that about and encourage parents that things are being looked into. We are really striving to improve with, struggling from the pandemic to get our students back up to par. And I know that Governor Youngkin, he just recently launched the All-In Tutoring Plan, which is an awesome plan. I've read that. I've gone over that with Dr. Ballinger in depth as well. Him and I had a good conversation last week. And what Governor Youngkin is doing is, upon his study of 22 and 23 school year across the state, we had more than half of our 3rd through 8th grade students fail their reading SOL. And that's a huge concern. And actually, that's approximately 335,000 students in our state. We also had about 2/3 of that same age level fail their math. So he has launched a program where he is asking for intense tutoring in all of our school divisions throughout Virginia. And I do know that Virginia Department of Education is assisting with this. They are putting out, they have a link for anybody that wants to volunteer to provide any math and reading tutoring, that if they have skills in doing so. But of course, and when they're doing that through the Virginia Department of Education, they in return are informing the school divisions throughout the state. So when they give the information to our school divisions, then it is our responsibility to do the background checks on these people. But I do think that would be an awesome thing to make certain that Warren County Public Schools get involved in that and, help bring our children back up to the levels that they need to be.
It's definitely, I think it was, we always hear about people, that are never up to par where we want them to be, but the lockdown and closing schools and trying to do things virtual didn't help.
No, it did not, and it's proven it.
Well, and we don't realize that these are the people that are going to be paying our Social Security.
That's for sure.
So, we need to build a workforce. And that's what this kind of, it's either you pay now or you pay later.
Yes,
all right.
I agree. The other concerns that I've come across with parents are the drug overdoses that are taking place, which is very sad. It's very sad because we don't want to see any of our youth in situations like that. But one of the situations, or one of the conversations, I shall say, is when I came across this one gentleman, and he had his high school, she was just a young, cute, sweet girl. She was with her dad, and as I was speaking with him, he looked at his daughter and he says, "I want you to tell this lady about your experience that you had at our high school." And this is one of our high schools in Warren County here. And she kind of hesitated, of course. She's just a young girl. But she went ahead and proceeded to tell me about this difficult and emotional experience that she did have. While in the restroom in one of our high schools, another young lady fell out onto the floor in the other stall because she had just overdosed. And this happened here in our school system. And that does bother me deeply. It bothers me that even this young girl, shared this, but I'm glad she shared it because it opens my eyes up too to know the realities of what's going on in there. I do know too that Governor Youngkin has just, I think in the past couple days, he passed a new executive order, and that is requiring all school superintendents they must notify all parents within a 24-hour period. Now, that's just not the parent of the child that, has the issue of overdosing. That is all parents, because all parents have a right to know what's going on in their child's life, and especially in that school.
I just published that story as we walked up the stairs.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that, I found that very, very good, too, to share, because I know with having grandchildren in this school system, we're not being told everything that is going on. We're finding it out either through school board meetings or through people that are sharing, out on the street or door knocking and things like that. So I'm very pleased to hear that there's going to be a higher accountability for information to get out to parents of what's going on. And then we can look into things in a more deeper perspective on getting the proper help that we need to make sure. But one thing I do want to give on a positive note here is that I am aware just last week in the middle school that my grandchildren attend that there was an assembly about drugs, and that they did bring home little booklets. So I was very pleased that our middle school did launch that for our youth, and it is something that we parents can review and go through with them. So that was a plus that they did.
I noticed the state has got a website, the One Pill program, and it's One Pill Can Kill.
Yes.
And it's a whole program, and you'll see it in the story that the governor put out. It talks about that. So I think they're trying to take a proactive stance.
Yes, and that's wonderful. The third thing that I just wanted to share as well is the behavior. That has been a hot topic here in our county. And that's a hot topic, when you're speaking to a parent that has a child in our school system, that they're very concerned about the level of behavior that has been taking place. And I do know by speaking with Dr. Ballinger, they've taken different measures at the middle school, and I know this one more because of my grandchildren being in that school, but they have come up with different, I guess you'd say it's a different policy for students. If you do this, this is what's going to happen to you. And I've read those, and I even reread those with the children.
There's no second guessing. This is what we're going to do.
This is what we're going to do. And the principal did report to parents this past week that things, although we're not where we want to be, things are improving. And I was like, that's wonderful. That is totally wonderful. And that's what we want to know and we want to hear. So I'm saying, too, with the 24-hour notice that our governor has put in place for superintendents, then hopefully we're not just hearing that things are improving. Hopefully it is the reality that is going on in Warren County Public Schools. So those are the things I just wanted to kind of get out and share with what's been shared with me, because I do care. I do listen to parents, and I will act upon, concerns for those who aren't able. Some people just aren't able to get up in front of others and express, their concerns. But I am a true advocate for them. I wanted people to know that. I've never had a fear of standing up and, in difficult situations, and I'm thankful for that. I am tactful, but I do not fear that, and I will stand up for South River and all of Warren County when it comes to our youth. So, but on that note, if you don't have any questions, Mr. McCool, I wanted to share what I brought with me today.
Okay, please do.
Okay, when I decided to go ahead and take this run for South River School Board, I always like to have a motto for my campaign. And I came up with the motto of the best we can be. And that just didn't come out of my hat. It came from years ago when I was a student at Warren County High School. We had a teacher. He was a history teacher as well as the softball coach, and his name was Robert Mason. And I think about my age today and what his age would be, because I have not had any contact or even know if Mr. Mason is still alive. But I can tell you that the legacy he left is still alive, whether he is physically or not. The man was an incredible teacher. He was an incredible leader. And he inspired us, and I'll just say me personally, but I know the other girls that played softball on that team. He inspired us always to be the best that we could be. And my senior year, he always gave out each year to one senior who succeeded in being the best that they could be. My senior year, in the spring of '88.
I was going to say, are you going to say the year?
Yes, I will say the year. I earned this award. I dug this out of an old chest that I keep things in last night because I wanted to share this. This is where I got my motto for my campaign. And in my view of looking at where Warren County schools were at the time I attended, and where they were when my kids attended, and now where they are when my grandkids attend, this just seemed to fit. This motto seemed to fit about being the best that we could be. And that's what I strive each and every day as a person, because of this man inspiring me to go to the limits. Once you've hit your limit, I want you to go above that limit. And that has just been something that has been very impressionable upon me, and I appreciate Mr. Mason as a teacher and as a coach, and that's why I chose that. And I really believe that we as a community, when we put our best foot forth to be the best that we can be, Warren County Public Schools can overdo any school system in Virginia. I believe that with all my heart. So that is what I wanted to say.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yes.
So, we have a few days left. In fact, tomorrow is the last day for early voting on Saturday.
Yeah.
And then the big day on Tuesday. And so that's when we'll see what happens. All the candidates, I'm sure, are biting their nails. And, you can't tell by polls. You can't tell by Facebook comments, good or bad.
Yeah.
All you can tell and all you can do is wait till the last day and see how the public perceives all the candidates. So we want to encourage people to please, if you haven't voted yet, or don't miss the opportunity that you have to vote.
That's right.
It's one of the great things we have in our country. So the polls are open early voting till Saturday around 5 p.m. And then Tuesday starts at 6 in the morning till 7 at night. So where do they vote at in your district?
In South River, we have 3 precincts. One is at the Skyline High School. The other is Browntown Baptist Church. It's where their community center is. And then the other is Bentonville Fire Department.
All right.
So I will be amongst those 3 precincts throughout that whole entire day and into the evening. So I look forward to seeing all of our voters. And I want to just encourage everyone, please do get out and vote if you have not already done so. It's very important.
Well, good luck, Leslie. Appreciate all the things that you do. I know, everyone doesn't agree with you, doesn't agree with me. They think we're bad, but that's how it is. I say you just say what you feel and wear it on your sleeve and stand up, stand up for what you believe. And I think that's an important, I want to say it's the American way,
Absolutely. Well, I want to tell you one other thing when you said that. There's been a gentleman, he's an older gentleman, that has really taught me a lot throughout this campaign period. And when someone may have knocked me with words, or, I did have someone give me the finger right in front of me. I had to kind of laugh at that, but he kept saying, Leslie, you know who you are. Don't let that affect you. And his famous words are, when I would share something with him, he'd say, so what? So he's given me an attitude adjustment.
That's all you need
and I look at it as, so what? And keep going and just doing the best that I can.
Sometimes the comments are someone giving you the finger. That kind of reflects their IQ level.
Right.
Leslie, good luck.
Thank you.
Of course, I tell all the candidates the same thing. We want everyone to win.
Yes.
And we appreciate you running. I think it's good to have competition in the field, and,
Yes.
and I think it's great. So appreciate it. And we will talk to you after the election.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, sir.